Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob Lemons, and welcome to another episode of LemonTalks. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be covering some news on music this week. Just a little bit of insight into what we're going to be covering today. First of all, DJ Unk has passed away, and Paul McCartney is in a battle with AI. And then the Grammys are coming, so we'll cover some news on the Grammys. And then we'll finish off the show by giving you some upcoming tours that'll be ending and some that'll even be beginning in 2025. Let's start off by getting into the DJ Unk news, and that is that he is dead at the age of 43. This information comes from Andrew Satcher at thebrooklynvegan.com. Coming out with hit songs like Walk It Out and The Two Step, he was listened to by many people and is currently being remembered on social media. Many sharing parties and other events that they went to that they remember dancing to his music at, and why they are so sad that he died so young. Obviously, if we have very joyous, joyful, and happy memories that are linked to a person when we find out that they are no longer living, that can have a very heavy impact on some of us. The cause of his death is still unknown. However, there have been several reports noting that he struggled with health issues ever since being hospitalized from a heart attack in 2009. Now, moving on to Paul McCartney versus AI. This information comes from Mitchell Peters at Billboard.com. A new copyright law is being discussed in the music industry that would actually give tech companies access to existing music in order to program music-making AI. This is obviously concerning for any musical artist, as they know it is an extremely competitive field as it is, and those who have either gained popularity or notoriety in the business have done so through their work and they feel like it was earned, and AI could diminish that. At the helm of this battle is Paul McCartney, who, as you know, was a member of the Beatles and wishes to get out in front of this whole situation, saying that the law should not be allowed to be put in place, that it could rip off artists and destroy creativity. He actually has an interview with BBC about his stance, and he intends to make his voice heard on this issue. Me personally, I feel like AI in any industry could be a danger to any living person who intends to do the same kind of work for an obvious reason. If a computer generated intelligence can do what you are getting paid to do, then why would any company continue to pay you to do it? I mean, given that most AI is either very free or inexpensive to access, if the expertise, advice, or skills that you have to offer can be easily recreated in AI, then why would they not take this avenue? Like I said, it's a very threatening venture to any job sector in America, not just the music industry. Now, moving on to the Grammys. All this information comes from Nina Fraser, who actually wrote it on the Grammys website, Grammy.com. The Grammys will be held. The Grammys will be held on February 2nd, and Trevor Noah will actually be the host of them in Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles. Trevor Noah is a tremendous comedian. He actually has enough awareness with him to have done the Daily Show on Comedy Central for quite some time, in which he covered several topics, which spanned from political topics all the way to entertainment news. He's extremely cultural and aware, and aware of current events. So I believe that his presence at the Grammys will be felt, and that he will make an excellent host. Performers that are set for the Grammys include Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, Charlie XCX, Doechii, Ray, Sabrina Carpenter, Shakira, and Teddy Swims. Not sure if it'll necessarily be in that order, but as of today, those are the artists set to perform during the event. Now, this is just my personal opinion, but the Grammys have become very predictable. Every year, there will be someone who was snuffed. There will be someone who was the only clear choice in a category, and so they get it. There will be incredible performances, but there will be a slip up or a wardrobe malfunction here and there. Uh, Bits or rehearsed dialogue that pander to the audience will always be in any award show, really. But we will almost certainly see that there will be an artist that wasn't scheduled to be there that will show up in the middle of one of these other performances as a certain surprise to the audience. Now, this is just my opinion, and so it's not one that you have to share by any means, but just from watching the Grammys for the 26 years that I've been alive, these are the things that tend to happen every year. Um, now, now we've covered the Grammys, we will move on to a few upcoming tours for popular artists that are either set to end or set to begin in 2025. These were shared with us by Carly Thomas at The Hollywood Reporter. Set to end in 2025 will be Billie Eilish, who will see her current tour end in July of 2025. Coldplay, who has been on a 3-year world tour, will end theirs in September of 2025, as well as Ed Sheeran, who will also see a long-running tour of his end in September 2025. I mean, something that we can look forward to with the ending of these tours and why it's sort of important is that most tours include the artist's current music. And so when their tour ends, it usually means that they get to start working on something new, whether it's music or another entertainment venture, they get to do something else. Now, Kendrick Lamar and SZA, they both get to start touring in April, and that tour will also end in July of this year. It'll be a very short tour, but it'll take place in 10 really big cities in 19 stadiums. And so I believe that there will be plenty of shows in that time frame, but given that they will span out to 10 cities, I expect them to resort to staying in bigger metropolis. And Katy Perry is also set to begin her Lifetimes tour in June, unless there are delays. And again, just an observation from the music industry. Given the success of her album so far, which has been little to none, um, I expect to see delays on this tour. And the reason that I believe that there could be delays on this tour is just that anything is a commodity, especially when you're selling your music and your performances. And this particular commodity that Katy Perry is offering up is not as valuable as some others. If there are other artists or even other events that come forward that want to use some of the spaces that she's scheduled for her Lifetimes tour, I would almost bank, except for I don't gamble, but almost bank on the fact that those arenas and those stadiums will get a hold of her and tell her that they have to schedule another event over hers for that day. And that will obviously throw a monkey wrench in her tour schedule, and that is what could lead to the delays. Um, Now, in conclusion, the music industry is about to have one of the biggest weekends of that it faces on the year, and that's with the Grammys. The Grammys are obviously very huge. I mean, there are plenty of other award shows that hand out awards for music, but the Grammys is the creme de la creme, as they would say. And I would just like to wish each and every one of the performers, technicians, costume designers, makeup artists, directors, stage managers, anybody who is involved with this production of the Grammys. I would like to wish you very good luck, and I hope that everything goes off without a hitch. Although I'm sure that there are a couple of hitches that will go off, but the show must go on. And yeah, just I appreciate anybody who tuned in to listen to this episode of Lemon Talks. I hope you all have a great day. I was not feeling very good when I filmed this, and you may or may not have noticed, but still, the show must go on, and I got my butt in here and recorded an episode on the music industry for this next week. Um, Obviously, there are more tours that are out there. I just covered a few of some of the more popular artists out there. Um, if you're ever interested, just hit the search engine, look up some upcoming tours, especially if you have a specific artist in mind. And I'm sure that they have something in the works or even something that they're currently doing right now. And make the plans, get out there and see them, support the arts. Uh, Thank you, and I hope you all have a great day.